I'm going to give a little more time just to see if anyone wants to come on. But before we get started, I know Pastor Dennis wants to share with everyone before we get started.
Everybody, hopefully you got the email I sent out. The more additional helps that the district office is trying to make available to you. We realize this is a difficult time everybody's going through, and especially shutting down churches that are run over 10, which thankfully includes almost every church that we have that runs over 10. But anyways, well, this is not unprecedented in terms of history. That churches been many times through history, through difficult times, whether the Egypt captivity or Babylonian captivity or the plagues when they were sent out, when God sent the plague for the land of Egypt. God still watched over his people. And it's just a time of God opening up creative opportunities for the church to move forward. We realize that in spite of that, there are practical issues that have to be dealt with, like how do we keep our churches together and how do we minister to them, as well as how do we finance the work on a week basis. And that was part of the letter we sent out, and the purpose for these 3 days that we're doing these Zoom meetings with all of you is we want to come alongside to help. Some of our churches either don't have the capacity or don't have the know-how to set up an online service. So Travis is going to work with you on that through these Zoom meetings. As I emailed this morning to everybody, the office staff here had done some creative brainstorming and said the upgrades we made in the last 12 months to our own systems here, we can now offer online giving portals for each of our churches that need it. And we'll set it up here. We'll send you a link. You just give that link to your congregants and the people who want to give, and they can give directly through that. It will come into the district office on your church's name. Brenda, our bookkeeper, will cut you a check every day for whatever comes in. So if need be, you'll get a check daily from us. And the district's going to eat all the fees that are associated with doing this. There are fees for credit cards, as you know. When people give online giving, there's a certain percentage that has to be part of the fee, so that you don't lose any income whatsoever, and they don't have to have part of their salary cut. We'll just eat those fees for the next 8 weeks or so that we have these portals set up, so the government gives freedoms for everybody to be able to in a collective large group again. Anyways, we're doing what we can to try to bring resource and help to you. Several churches, we've already had several people respond to the email this morning, have asked portals to be set up. If there's any other things that we can do to help, that we're here for, the district office is here to assist you and your churches so that your potential is our mission, as our website and our statement always says. And we really take that seriously. So I appreciate Travis's expertise in these areas, and he's a couple hours, or a few hours, an hour today, tomorrow, and on Friday, kind of covering this to assist you in that way. And like I said, if you need assistance with online giving, we have the capacity to do that to help you out. So Travis, I will turn it over to you, and thank you guys for logging on. There might be others who will pop on from time to time, but anything we can do that's helpful, we're here to be as helpful as we possibly can. And we are praying for all of you. We are praying for our churches and for you and for actually the whole country, and grateful that our national pastor, Doug Clay, call for prayer. I just posted that on the NED website or Facebook page, which is a closed group. If you're not a member, you're welcome to join it since you're part of the district. Anyways, we look forward to doing what we can to assist you and to walk this through with you. So Travis, I'll leave it to you and questions you might have, and you can assist with that. Thank you guys. Anything we can do, give us a call. All right, God bless.
Thank you, Pastor Dennis.
Hey, Philip.
Hey, I'm going to actually be logging off in a minute because our finance chair is here. So I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. But thank you so much, guys.
Hey, absolutely. We're going to make these recordings available as well. We're recording each session, so we'll post those.
Hey, Travis.
Watch those. Yes.
If I just simply email the district and we have the capacity to set everything up and all you do is give us the link, I need to sit through this and be in your way, or can I just email and ask for the link to be set up?
We'll get to that part.
Okay.
If you want to use what it has to offer, you can. Yeah, it's as simple as calling them, emailing them, letting them know you want to set that up. What I would say is that's a short-term solution. So today we're going to look at different solutions. We have some short-term solutions, ones that are for the immediate right now, just to get you to be able to accept online giving. And then we're going to look at some long-term solutions, things that you can hopefully implement, in a couple months that become regular in your church. What the district has to offer, I would say, isn't something that we're going to offer long-term
Right.
because it's really going to bog down the system here. But for the short term, we're going to be able to offer that. So,
Okay, that's
if
what
you
I'll do
want to
for
sign
them,
up-
Travis, just because I'm transitioning. So that's what I'll do. They're going to set up later on with what they want, but I'll just email the district. So I'll just get out of your way here, and I'll jump back on tomorrow for the other stuff. All right?
Okay.
Is that all right?
Good.
All right. Bless you, man.
Yep. Today we're going to be focusing on online giving, what that looks like, some different platforms that you can use for online giving, some simple ones, some more intricate ones. And then tomorrow we're going to be looking at live streaming your service, what that looks like, what platforms you can use for that. And then Friday, how we can build community when you can't meet as a community, and how we can continue building small groups. And each day we're going to talk about short-term solutions right now, what we can do at this moment, and then long-term solutions, stuff to look at, trying to implement over the course of the next month or so, or the next several months. I believe, this COVID-19 coronavirus, it's really limiting what a lot of our churches can do. But I also believe that we are going to see a new culture, and we're going to be stepping into some new areas where the church reach even more people. And so without wasting too much time, I want to go ahead and jump into it. And so I do have all right, everyone should be able to see. Everyone see that slide? All right. So I mentioned we're going to be looking at online giving platforms today. What we're really going to be doing, we're going to talk about what is online giving, what does it look like, why you need online giving. I believe every church should have online giving. We live in a digital age, and I believe every church should have online giving available. We'll talk about some of the reasons why. We'll talk about what the district's offering. As I said, that's a short-term solution, but we'll talk about it. I'll let you see an example of it. Then we'll talk about some short-term online giving platforms that you can use, like PayPal or Venmo, and then some long-term online giving platforms like Planning Center, Rebel Give, Tithely. And then I'll open up for some Q&A, and we'll get started. So what's online giving? Online giving allows your church members to electronically via credit or debit cards. Some online giving platforms even allow them to connect to their bank account, so it comes directly out of their bank account, where you don't even have to worry about putting in any card information. We live in a digital age. Many people use online, and so this is just another avenue in which they can give. Online giving is a simple solution to ensure that giving continues during vacations, during snowstorms, blizzards, when you have to cancel church, or during national crises like this one. I believe that in setting up online giving, you're making sure that your people can still honor God with their giving week to week, even when church is canceled. Because we know that church doesn't exist just within the four walls of a building, but it exists day to day. And so we want to make sure that online giving is available so they can give throughout their week. Online giving can be set up as one-time gifts or as recurring gifts. And so what that looks like is you might have some people that want to give you your church one time. You have business people or individuals that say, hey, I want to bless your church. So they can give a big gift, a small gift at one time, or in many cases with these long-term solutions, they can set up weekly or monthly recurring gifts. So every week and every month, this amount comes out. What's beneficial about that is your people are able to say, hey, look, I want to make sure to give. And sometimes individuals are forgetful. Sometimes individuals can just simply forget to give. This is them saying, look, I care so much about God in my firsts, giving God 10%. I'm going to set this up so every week it comes out first. It comes out automatically. I don't have to think about it. It's just like a lot of people today use automatic bill pay. I use automatic bill pay for everything. Your Netflix, your Hulu, your streaming, those all come automatically. And so giving is the same way. Online giving allows more people in your church and community to give more. I'm a millennial. I am in that generation. In my wallet right now, not one single piece of cash. I don't cash usually ever. Very rarely do I have cash in my pocket. Very rarely do I pay for anything with cash. I'm mostly online with credit card or debit card payments. That's what I use in the grocery store. And I can't tell you the last time I've written a check. So I know there are people that still use checks. There's still people that use cash. But by having online giving, you are allowing another avenue where your people can give. Because someone like me who does not have checks, who does not have cash, if I came to your church and you didn't have online giving, I wouldn't be able to give that day because I don't have checks and I don't have cash. And so a few of the ways that what online giving is, why I believe you need online giving. As I mentioned, what's wrong with another avenue to give? Online giving doesn't have to replace what you're doing now. It's just another place where you can give. I'm going to go around and try to mute some people if I can. Doesn't look like it's letting me. If you can mute yourself, it'll just allow for less interference. You don't have to turn off your video or anything. If you can mute your computers, it will make sure that people are able to hear clearly. You can find that at the bottom of your screen usually. All right, sounds good. There we go. So it's just another avenue for you to give. So it's another level of you being able to allow your church members and your church body to follow their the command from the Lord to give 10%. Another reason, 100% of your church doesn't attend 100% of your services. What I mean by that is if you have 100 people in your church, that's 100% of your church. 100 people, those same 100 people don't come to your church every single day of the week or every single week of the year. Maybe they do, but you'll be probably the only church in America where that's the case. Many people, we've seen a statistic that many church members only go 2 weeks out of the month. And so we know that church members are not going to church every week. So online giving allows them to give even when they're not at church. Even when they don't walk through the building, they can still give to the ministry. And as I mentioned, many of your people are already online. 81% of American adults use the internet. 66% of U.S. consumers pay bills online. 65% of people donated to a nonprofit online. These statistics were from 2012. So you can imagine now we're talking about 8 years ago, those were the statistics. I would dare to say 90% of American adults use the internet. At least 75% of U.S. consumers probably pay their bills online, and about the same, if not more, have donated to a nonprofit online. Nonprofit being not just churches, but any nonprofit. And so when we talk about needing online giving, and we talk about reaching the community, we talk about reaching our people, we go where our people are. And where are our people? They're online. So we meet them where they're at. They're already online. They're already doing a lot of things online. So let's give them an avenue where they can give. And it's exactly where they're at. So we're going to look at a few platforms and in which you can offer online giving. The first is what the district's offering. If you missed what Pastor Dennis said to begin with, the district is offering a solution for this crisis, for the term that we're in now. It is a short-term solution. What I mean by that is this is not something that your church should lean on for the foreseeable future. This is something that you can use for the next month or so. We believe that we'll have it available until the end of April. We'll reassess where the crisis is then and extend that if we need be. But it's using our Shelby giving systems. It's real easy to set up. All you have to do is all you have to do is call the church off, the district office to set it up. I have the phone number there if you don't have it, 207-878-2777. And I'm going to share what this looks like. So you should be able to see a webpage. It says Anywhere Assembly of God. And this is what it is going to look like for you. It will say, Thomaston Assembly of God. It could say Calvary Temple. It could say, your church name, your church address, online giving portal. You direct this link to someone in your church. They fill it out. So let's just say it's John Smith. Lives at 123 Sesame Street, New York. I don't know what the zip code is. So 01234. Phone number 207-555-91 or 210. And then they can put amount given. This is for one-time gifts. This is not for recurring gifts. This is for one-time gifts, but they can do this weekly. So say it's Sunday morning, I want to give to my church. Say I make, $500 a week. My tithe would be $50. So I type it in. As soon as I type it in, down below, you'll see where it has credit card. Right here under offering designation, they can put if it's going to kids ministry, youth ministry, women's ministry, if it's going to a specific purpose, if it's going to missions, Speed the Light, BGMC, they can put right there. And then all they got to do is they put their card. I'm not going to put my card because this isn't an existing church. My name's not John Smith, but they put their card number in, full information, including the 3 digits on the back, their billing information, and then they submit. And it's really as easy as that. It doesn't take too long for them to fill that out. What we would do is we would send you this link right here that you could email to your people. You could post on your Facebook. You could post it in a Facebook group or in a message. You can send this to them any way that you can. And makes it, makes it really easy for them to use what we have available. So that is what the district's offering. Your people will basically give to you through us. So it would, we will not keep a dime of it. Pastor Dennis even said we wouldn't even charge any fees that we may take on for credit cards. We'll take that on. It will be no cost to you. They give to you whatever they give to you. If they give you $50, you get $50. We'll send you checks daily or weekly, depending on when the gifts come in. And as I mentioned, it's available during this crisis until the end of April, where we will then reassess if need be. Yes, it is secure. If you saw it at the bottom, it said it is an encrypted payment. It's not going to leak any information. You can let your people know that whatever numbers they put in, whatever credit card information they put in will be secure. Everything that I'm talking about this today is going to be secure. These companies have been at this for years. And so they make sure that it is completely secure. No credit card information gets leaked. And so that is what the district's offering. We're going to look at a couple more online giving platforms. We have two that will be short-term solutions. Just like the district's one, this isn't something I would suggest using for a long term. Can you? Yeah, you probably can, but I wouldn't suggest it. I'd suggest using it for right now during this time, maybe even the next month or 2 months. But by the time the summer comes, hopefully you can breathe a little easier and you can start planning some long-term solutions to online giving platforms. So the first one's PayPal Online. PayPal is really easy in the sense that it's not too hard to use. You have to set up an account. Many of us already have PayPal accounts. You may use PayPal to buy different stuff online. So many people already have a PayPal account. What I would suggest is setting up one for your church, connecting it to your bank, the bank that your church account is at. What you want to do is you want to make sure you refrain from any speculation. Do not connect this to your personal account. Do not connect this to a personal savings account. Connect this to your church account. That saves you from any speculation, from any accusations. If your church doesn't have its own bank account, I would suggest to get on that now. But set up an account on PayPal. You connect it to your bank. Have your church members set up an account if they don't already have an account. And then you let them know what email you used to set up the account. And then all they have to do, I'll show you, is by going to PayPal. Oh, PayPal logged me out. So let me go to PayPal. There's this button right here that says send. All I gotta do is click send. Send money. I'll log in. And right here, you'll put your email that you used to set up the account, and then from there it will walk them through the steps. How much they want to give? Do they want to give it directly from their bank account? Do they want to give it via credit card or debit card? And then they send. You will receive the money. When you receive the money, it comes into your wallet. I'm not going to show you that. It's got some of my personal information in it, but it will be in your wallet where you then can take it out and put it in the account that you set up, in the bank that you set up with your account. And we can walk through that if this is the route that you decide to go. I can walk you through that when that time comes. But it really is, PayPal does a good job of helping you, making it easy for you to get your money. I don't believe there's really any fees that come along with it. If you want it direct deposited, I think it might be a 50-cent fee or something like that. But it's nothing drastic. The other short-term solution that we have is something called Venmo. Now, the way Venmo works, it's a little different than anything else that we've talked about. Venmo, you set up an account, you connect it to your bank, same way with PayPal. You have your people set up an account, but in order for them to give, they have to download an app on their phones. I have the Venmo app. This is what a lot of us use. What tends to happen with us is we go to, let's say we go to Applebee's with some friends, and the waitress only gives us one check, and we Venmo the money. We send the money right when we need to. The app looks like this. if you can see it, just like that. And all they got to do is click on send. They choose the people they want to give it for, how much. So let's say I'm sending, right now it's saying I'm sending to Dominic Carter $50, but it could be your church sending $50, and then they hit pay, and it's done. You get it, same way as PayPal. They'll walk you through on how to receive the money. Like I said, both of these are very short-term solutions. I would not suggest you using these for long-term, but if it's something that you just got to get going, you want to get it started. Out of the short-term solutions, my recommendation would be contact the district. Work through Shelby. We set it up for you. You don't even have to worry about it. We send you the link, and then you send that link to your people. That's by far the easiest solution for right now.
It's free.
And it's completely free. Some long-term solutions that we'll talk about. There's 3 different long-term solutions. These are solutions that once we get through this crisis, I would suggest you finding a way to implement in your churches. Because we don't want you to find yourself at this place again. So if we implement these in our churches now, you don't have to worry about getting to a spot, months down the road where a blizzard hits and you have to cancel church 2 weeks in a row. We know what that's like. I served at a church. I know what it's like when you have to cancel church for snow, or you have to cancel church for any reason. You start thinking, what about tithes? What about offering? How are we going to pay? And so these are long-term solutions that I suggest you implement as soon as you can. As I mentioned, this is something that will work alongside with you, will help you. We're not expecting you to have to figure this all out on your own. That's what the district is here for. So the first one I want to talk about is one called Planning Center Online. Planning Center is a massive church organization software. I think other people other than churches use it, but it was originally built for churches. Planning Center, if you don't use it or haven't checked it out, I suggest checking out all that they have to offer. Planning Center, we'll be talking about Planning Center on Friday as well. But Planning Center offers so much. They offer scheduling services. They offer creating small groups, check-in for kids ministries or youth ministries, systems to follow along to make sure that people are when they come to your church for the first time, they're being followed up with. But we're not here to talk about any of that. We're here to talk about their giving, Planning Center giving. Some of the pros that come with Planning Center giving is it does integrate with Planning Center. So something that Planning Center offers that I believe you could use right now, I believe it's free, but it's called Planning Center People. And what it is you just basically an online directory almost, where you have all the information of anyone that's visited your church. It integrates directly with that. So if they've got an account with Planning Center, it's already figured out. There's a mobile app for it. Text to give is available. I believe there's some extra charges that come along with that. The one thing I will say about Planning Center is that they do have fees. Many of these long-term solutions, many giving platforms have fees. We are going to talk about one that does not. But the fees alongside with Planning Center, it's 2.15% of every transaction plus 30 cents. So 2.15% plus 30 cents of every transaction, every donation for credit and debit card donations. It's 0% plus a quarter, 25 cents per ACH bank transfer. So if they've linked their bank up directly to it, you get to keep the most majority of it. Planning Center has been used by several churches. I'm going to show examples of each giving platform that we talk about. We have a church in our district that uses Planning Center, and so I'm going to show you what their web page looks like. Restoration Church down in Dover, and this is what it looks like. So you can customize it with your logo. You can type however much you want to give. I want to give 50. This says ties Dover, Plymouth at 2 different locations, Kingdom Builders. You can put whatever you need in. This is where reoccurring gifts come in. So all 3 of these solutions offer reoccurring gifts. So frequency, one time or regularly. You click on regularly. You can choose weekly, every other week, monthly, twice monthly. You set it up, what day of the week, when you want your first donation to be. An email, first name, last name. When you hit continue, it'll walk you through adding your credit card information. Once again, I do not want to show too much of my personal information, but that is what Planning Center looks like. It's pretty easy to use, pretty easy to set up. You don't have too much to worry about. And so if that's something you're interested in, we can easily help you set that up here at the district office. Like I said, I'll work alongside with you. We have other churches that have used it. The second one I want to talk about is, it's a new one. It's called Rebel Give. It's fairly new. I believe it's only been around about a year. Rebel Give is part of, once again, most of these are part of something larger than themselves, but Rebel Give is part of something called Nucleus. It's a website solution for many churches to create websites easily. But what Rebel Give aims to do is to get you the most amount of money possible. And so what they're offering is no fees. They don't charge any fees when it comes to giving. Their price is a little different. So Planning Center also has prices that I'll show you in just a moment. I forgot to show you those. Planning Center is set up based on how many donations per month. So if I believe it's 100 donations a month, it's something like $14 a month. That's where Rebel Give differs a little bit. Theirs is $99 a month if you pay it monthly, so $100 a month if you pay it monthly, $79 a month if you pay it all at one time per year, which would equate to $948 for the year. They do work with smaller churches, so I believe if you're under 100, they will work with you. Many of these platforms too, just so I can add, are really trying to help church right now during this coronavirus outbreak. And so they want to help you be able to create online giving. And so many of them will help you get started for a low cost, if not free. So I would suggest during this time, if you're thinking about doing any of these, reach out to them. But Rebel Give is probably the one that I would recommend out of these 3 because of the no fees, unless you have Planning Center. If you have Planning Center, maybe stick with that because it integrates with everything that you're already using. But the other thing that I like about Rebel Give that I'll show you in just one moment is it is a very modern giving experience. It looks pretty. And I know that sounds weird, but as I mentioned, I am a millennial. I care about how things look. I want things to be easy, but also look cool too. And so this is what we have for Rebel Give. This is an example that they have, but you could put your church logo here. And this is what it looks like when you first pop up. Real big, bold. How much would you like to give? That's the biggest thing people want to do is give. How much you want to give? I want to give 50. Boom. Hit the arrow. What fund should this be for? General, missions, different facility and maintenance. You could have kids, youth. Let's say it's general. How often? Just this once, every week, every 2 weeks, every month, every week. How do you want to pay? You can do bank account, and then boom, you can link your account, or you can change it to credit card and put in your credit card information. Really simple solution to an online giving question. And so this is probably, like I said, one of the best looking ones that I've seen. It's the one that, as a millennial, as a creative, I look and I'm like, oh, that's so easy, so simple. That's, it just looks super professional. And they do a lot of the work for you on the back end. I want to show you Planning Center. They're giving. So give me 1 second. Just want to show you some of the prices, just so you have an idea of what you're looking at when it comes to them. So as you see, 30 days free. A lot of these do offer some kind of, whoops. All right, hold on. Some kind of trial when it comes to these. Let's try this again. Scroll down. Plans and pricing. Here we go. So $100 donations a month is $14 a month plus the processing fees that we talked about. So if you have 100 people in your church, you know, you want them to give at least, you know, once a week. So that's 400 donations. So you'll be looking between the 250 or 600 donations a month, where it gets higher. And so it's built to kind of work along what you have. So if you have a lot of people in your church that you are hoping to give every week, you want a bigger plan. But if you have a smaller church where you say, you know what, I think we can fit in the 250 donations, then it's $30 a month plus the processing fees. So Planning Center, Rebel Give, and then the last one I want to share will be Tithely. So what Tithely is it's another one of these platforms. The difference about Tithely than some of these other ones we're talking about is you can sign up today and start using it for free. They do have a mobile app and text to give available. Once again, I believe that's for an added cost, but you can start using Tithely for free right online without any worries. They do offer, or they do charge fees. As I said, Rebel Give is the only one that I've found that doesn't charge any kind of fees. But Tithely does charge some fees. It's 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. So a little higher than Planning Center, but not by much. That's for debit card and credit card transactions. Then you have ACH/bank. So that's, directly connected to a bank account. It's 1% plus 30 cents. Once again, higher than Planning Center. And then if you have people in your churches that have American Express cards, please give them my phone number. I'm always looking for donations. No, but for real, American Express is 3.5% plus 30 cents. And so that's what Tithely offers. They do, as I said, they also offer a mobile app and text to give. Let's look at what their online looks like. So this is what this is a real church. This is what the online looks like. Give, once again, big and bold. Let's say we want to give 50. And then you can choose. They have different locations, so that's what they have. But you can put ministries. It can also be recurring every week, every 2 weeks, every month, 1st and 15th monthly, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, any day of the week. You put in your information, and then you choose if you want card, bank, or in this case, they also offer Google Pay. And so a lot of these are trying to make it easier for churches to give. They want your people to be able to give to you. And so it's really just a matter of trying to figure out what works best for you, and how can you use it? How can you use it to your advantage? How can you use it to further the kingdom of God? And so those are a few of the solutions. Real quick overview, once again, we have short-term solutions. These are in the next month and a half, 2 months that you can use. The district through Shelby, you just contact the district, we'll set you up. PayPal online, Venmo. There's other ones too that you can look at, Cash App and others. But the one I would recommend the most out of short-term solutions would be the district working with us through Shelby. We aren't keeping any money. It's completely free for you to use, completely secure. It is probably going to be the easiest thing for you, and you don't have to worry about it too much. Long-term solutions, you've got Planning Center Online, Rebel Give, and Tidely. Out of those three, I recommend Rebel Give. As I said, it's one of the prettiest, but that doesn't really matter. It's one of the lower cost ones, depending on the size of your church, and there's no fees. You get 100% of what your people donate. The longer term solutions are great to keep track of what your people are giving. So are they giving on a regular basis? Are they honoring God in their giving? You'll be able to keep track of that. So at this time, I want to open it up to Q&A. So if you want to just unmute yourself, if you have any questions, I'll be more than welcome to answer them.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yep, absolutely.
How do they keep track for you as far as the tithes? Do you get some kind of a monthly report, or how does that work?
Yeah, so for the longer term solutions, what they'll do is you set up an account with them, and they'll give you access to a dashboard online that you can keep track of it day to day if you want to. Many of them do send some kind of report. I believe you can set up weekly or monthly, but yeah, they'll allow you to see your real time giving. So if you're having a big event and you want to see where you're at right now, real time, you can see that.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes.
I found one that was called, I believe it was called Giving Online, and it looks pretty similar to these ones that you shared. It says it's a faith-based church online. It's geared towards churches and nonprofits, and I didn't know if you knew anything about that one.
Look, Giving Online.
I believe that's what it was called.
Yeah, I've never heard of it off the top of my head. Doing a quick search for it right now.
Actually, the fees on that were less than a couple of the ones that you showed.
Yeah, and there are a lot of options out there. Please know that these are not, by no means, these are not all the options. These are in my opinion, and what other churches have experienced, the best options. These are the most used options. So yeah, if you found one that you think works for you, it has less fees, then yeah, I'd encourage you to go with it. What I would suggest though is make sure to do your research, figure out the best one for you, and stick with it. There can sometimes be a drop off when you have to switch online giving platforms multiple times. Your people can get tired of having to put in their card information. And so when you choose a long-term solution, make sure it's one that you are planning to use for at least the next couple of years, as long as it's available.
Travis, this is Sandra from Keizer Falls Assembly of God.
Yes.
And my question is on the short-term solution if we use Shelby. When Brenda cuts checks for our church, is that going to include the information of the giver? Or is she going to have that? I know this is going to be a lot of work for her. So is the giver going to be noted, or would that be a report that would be sent out later at a later time so we could credit their giving statement?
Yes. So when they go online and they fill out that form, that Shelby form, it will generate a receipt that will get sent to whoever. When you call the district office to set it up, you'll give them the email address you want that receipt sent to, and it'll basically generate a receipt that'll get sent to you for your records. So it should have the name of the person, what what ministry they want to designate it to in the little comment card, as well as how much they gave.
Okay, and that was my next question. Can they designate if they want to give it to benevolence or something else like that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a spot at the bottom of the form that just says offering designation, and they can type in whatever they want. So if it's benevolence or women's ministry, they can type that in.
Thank you, Travis.
Absolutely.
And they could type in several things in that box, right? If they wanted the amount
Yeah.
to go
Yep,
to.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? All right. So if you have any questions at all when you're looking at setting this up, as I said, if it's the Shelby one, you just have to call the district office. They'll set you right up with it. If it's any of these other ones and you have any questions as you're setting it up, don't hesitate to call. We're here to help you. We're in together. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, if there's no other questions, you guys are good to go. Tomorrow, if you want to log on, we are going to be talking about different platforms on live streaming like Facebook, YouTube, Church Online, different stuff like that, as well as some long-term equipment that you could look at possibly buying to elevate your live stream.